could kind of see the difference, like from a crew from the West Coast compared to a crew from the East Coast. You could see the difference off the bat, the way they approach the dance, and that kind of shows the different culture. You know, and I think the more it goes on, and the more they keep mixing those styles against each other, those matchups, like styles make fights. You know, like the grappler versus the jiu-jitsu guy, or the kickboxer versus the karate guy. You know what I'm saying? Eventually it's gonna mix and be like mixed martial arts. You know? Now it's like you can't just box and wrestle. There's gonna be another guy who's gonna come and trip you and then choke you out because you didn't learn that. You gotta learn all the different styles, you know what I'm saying? That's that kind of Bruce Lee philosophy. So I think that'll make the game evolve, you know? Like I said, the right people involved, you know? People who love the dance, and people who respect the dancers and respect themselves, you know?
Whether they gag me, bound me, hollow point round me, dump me off the side of a bridge and drown me, spare my family the details on how they found me, vigil by candlelight and gather round me, and talk about how I would lounge with fly women, how I was flossing in clubs and fine linen, hopping in them, ill whips with chrome spinning, malice was true to the game.
So he takes us out to practice in the Bronx, and then we meet little Josh from Incredible Breakers, and then we meet his uncle Sammy, and there was this girl, Patty Duke. That was the very beginning. Like we learned like say 6-step, baby freeze, what a chair freeze is, you know, basic top rock, and like we just brought that back home, and we started just doing backspins in the apartment, and from there we started practicing in the streets. In the sidewalk, just with a little boom box. Then we started going to Flushing Meadow Park, and that's where we met the other dudes from Flushing. We had like a breakdance club in high school, John Bound, and you know we kind of had like our little rivalries within that. So we kind of split up, and that's where it was domestic games and then team. We would always battle each other, and that's how we kind of got good. 2000 was like the craziest shit for us because we saved money and we went to pro-ams. We went down to Florida and we seen mad like originality and different crews, and like that just inspired us to create instead of just trying to do what everybody else is doing. We started to create and explore. It also comes a lot from Florida because when the scene was dead in New York, Florida was popping. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I always go back to that what changed it up for me was 2000 when we went to Pro-Am. We went down to Florida, we seen the flavor, and it was like that raw, like b-boy shit, but then again, creative and like different. You know, it wasn't just power and flips and stuff. It was like dope, flashy little, like intricate movements and stuff. And that kind of like sparked the scene up out here. And then like we mixed what we had with that, and then with the power, like took it to an ill level. It was a turning point, and then like from there, like from 2000 on, like I feel the New York scene started to grow. You know, people came, the crew started getting better. People started practicing together. Like we seen each other out of town, and it was like at home we rivals, but when we were out of town, it was like, yo, let's smoke all these bars, or whatever. That's why I was telling you, like, it was like Supreme Team was always like, our rivals was Breaks crew. It was like, you know, they've been the top crew and they've been doing it for a minute. So we always had to battle them, and we would always lose to them, you know, because they were better than us. They had more time under their belt. And then, you know, it was like always rivalry until like, you know, we started meeting each other out of state, and then going out of state battling together. But when we went to Pro-Am, like everybody like from down there like wanted to battle New York, you know. So as as soon as we got there, like the Florida B-boys were just bringing it to us hard, you know, and we wasn't really, you know, we were rivals, but then again, we had to back each other up. Fuck that, you know, it's very New York. And then from then on, like, the next 2-3 years, like, every time we would go out there, New York and Florida would always get into it. As soon as we walk into the building, right away, it will start. And that's how it was since 2000, you know, and that's what changed it for me. Like, that's what made me feel like, damn, this shit is dope, it's mad competitive, and people kind of know who you are, so they, you know, they're expecting you to come and battle, so it was like mad exciting, and it's just when you're learning something new, it's so much iller, you know. When you're in the game for so long, like, it's not as fun as it used to be, because something new, you know. We have formed a crew, New York Kings. And it was like, we were just doing it really to enter battles together. You know, like, let's unite the city and represent. And it was different crews, you know, it was RTR, it was Domestic Apes, it was Brace Crew, and it was Supreme Beings. So it was me started entering battles together, going around, and then we kind of like drifted off. You know, some people had some disagreements with certain things. Before that, we had put Frankie and Bananas down because we went to enter this battle. And we were short 2 people, so we put them down with us, and we rep NYK, and then so like when NYK like kind of like split up, like, you know, they kept training with us, so they ended up getting down with Supreme Beings, and then like I guess like kind of like one by one, their boys ended up getting down, you know, just like we started in high school, you know. I think they're the reason why we're evolving is because, you know, we come from this certain time when breaking was a certain way, certain structure, and it was viewed a certain way, and now we're teaching them like whatever we know, and then they're adding what they do to the game, and that's why it's evolving, because they're into like power and like doing crazy stuff, you know. Like, I'm more into the dance, like traditional style and like the original style, like. Like, I'm all for the growth of the scene, you know, especially now. I've been dancing so long, like, I got like passion, love for this. So I'm glad to see that the scene is growing the way it is, and that's what it's all about, you know. That's all I really care for. Like, I feel like at this point it's not about me, you know. Like, I represent for myself, you know, and for my crew, you know, but like, it's bigger than that. So that's why I try to like reach out to people, you know, and be like social, and also like teach people, and like try to teach them the right way instead of being like a hypocrite, being like, oh, this shit is whack, you don't even do it right, you know. Like, why be that person? Why not, you know, teach people and show them the right way, you know. Like, even if they're not your crew, like, why would you want to see somebody doing it wrong? Like, you know what I'm saying, then shit on them. That's your fault, you know. Put it out there. If you know the knowledge, put it out there. You might be able to learn something off of somebody, so why are you gonna be shiesty with that? That's why I'm good about things, but it's like people are caught up still with the flashy things and the power and the moves like that, and you know, that's why it's good we have people like Devious and Gravity, you know, because they're bringing that to the table. New York didn't have that. Now it's like you come out here and everybody's dancing. So New York is definitely ill, you know. A lot of people need to step it up though, you know, and stop fronting, you know, stop being so